All right, all right. Welcome back to the Brown Balls podcast. Kenil, how you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, man. Good. Just got done watching the World Series. The Dodgers, man. I'm loving this. I'm loving this so much.
3-0, man. Wow.
3-0. Let's start right there, dude. So the last week we talked about, right? They hadn't kicked out the World
Nope.
Series. We know everybody was super hyped about the series. There was already like all these memes about the traffic being bad in LA.
Yeah,
But the Dodgers just, I mean, we had the game one, all time game one, I
that's
think,
crazy.
first ever walk-off home run by the man, Freddie Freeman. I mean, the dude was almost not able to play this postseason because of his injury. He just happens to, just they let him play, and game one winner. That was amazing to see. Then we have game two, which was not even that relatively close either. And Freddie Freeman also has a home run in that game.
Yep.
And in today's game, another home run for him. So the dude is just locking up the MVP. Just give it to him now. But I am just more excited about the Dodgers just whooping the Yankees' ass. It's the best thing ever.
Man, it's, you said in the end, man. I want to get excited, but that moment mentality is like, not
Job's not
happy.
finished, right?
My job's not finished, man. We got to win 4 games, right? And let's talk about game one. Never that ever happened, right? Grand Slam walk off. That game even started, right? I mean, we kind of had mixed miscues, during the game.
Mhm.
We couldn't get the runners home. I remember like it was a couple of times in game one where we had runners like on third, but we just couldn't get them home. And the game was very, very close. It was like very close where, it was uncomfortable. And then, you have Stanton hitting that golf ball swing home run,
Right.
which was unbelievable. And I was like, God dang. And then right after that, I mean, we luckily we tied the game, which was 2-2, I think. And then, or so whatever the case was. And then they took the lead. Oh,
and top of 10th. Yep.
exactly, man. And so they took the lead because Shism, stole second and third, right? Or yeah, basically. So they got them home, and then they were up. Gosh, man, I really thought we lost game one, and then we started. I knew that Shohei was going to be up fourth during the order, so one person had to get on, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was just a ripple effect. I think once that started happening. And then, the good thing is this, man. Tony coming up with, I think it was 2-1. It was 1 out. He pops the ball up in the air. And former Dodger, catches the ball and goes into the stands. But
right.
MLB rule states that, once you go in, the game is off unless the defender throws the ball inside, the ball's live. If that happens, everyone moves up. So I don't know if you saw the reaction. The umpire said it was out, and then he just kind of said that, everybody move up. So that was the biggest play in the game, because if that didn't happen, we still would have had someone on first and second. Because of that, only that thing right there, everyone moved up to second and third. So that first base was open. And I guess they felt that Mookie was more of a threat than Freddie was. So they gave Mookie that free base, and then that first pitch, man. Kirk Gibson.
That was the craziest thing ever, because even the commentator was saying, like, this is what you hope for, right? Bases loaded, bottom of the 10th, World Series, just going for Grand Slam, literally the first pitch, right down the middle.
Every kid's dream, man. Every kid's dream.
And there's a lot of backlash on the Yankees end, because they have why are you having Nestor out there, because he hadn't pitched in almost over a month, so he's kind of rusty.
Yeah.
And I mean, and Freddie Freeman is our third hitter, so like he actually is the most likely to have the slugging power. And why are you throwing it to him? Or actually, why are you letting Mookie Betts walk and then loading the bases for Freddie Freeman? Like, that was kind of a surprising part on Aaron Boone's part. Yeah, just seeing that, because I remember watching the game. I was watching on my iPad, and like I've never ever like cheered. I'm like, it's 3-2. We're down. We're 2 hours. Bases loaded, and I just go, what the hell? And my wife said, what happened? I was like, we just somehow just won this crazy game.
Everyone's reaction was that, man.
Insane.
It's
That was
crazy, man.
amazing.
Like you said, right? It's every kid's dream. Like in the backyard, even basketball, baseball, same thing, right? I mean, basketball's like 4, 3, 2, 1, a buzzer beater, right? Same thing with
Yeah.
baseball, right? Bases loaded, 2 outs. You need to score.
Yeah.
You come up and hit a home run, like, and then what's crazy? So basically, it was in the same vicinity that Kirk Gibson hit it in the 1988 World Series, and it was around the exact same time, like 8:57 or something like
Somebody
that.
said that, yeah, like it was 8:47 when he hit
Something
it
like
here, and
that.
it's when Kirk Gibson
Exactly.
also hit the same exact, just less
Exactly.
like,
In the World Series. And I
yeah.
think both of them were game one, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
hmm
I think Kirk
Yeah.
Gibson was game one
That's
as well. That just changed the whole entire series for them back in
yeah.
1988, when they won that. So I don't know, man. Like that was just a dream right there,
Yeah.
man.
And you can tell, like, after that happened, after game
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
like the Yankees, like, soul
yeah.
just kind of deflated so much. Because game two, they kind of just like were out of it. Like, we don't care. Even today's game, like, honestly, they were it should have been a shutout until the last inning when
I don't know what
I
they
forgot
give
who it
you.
was. Yeah, Stanton had a home run, but like, besides that, like it should have been a shutout, and it just kind of gave it away. And that was the only thing. I think the Yankees just like all their hope just fallen after that crazy play.
Yes.
And I think it's 3-0. I really was hoping for the Dodgers to secure it at home, but I'd rather just have them finish the
No.
job,
Uh.
win it there. Let's
I
sweep them out. Forget it. It was a secure title. Bring it back home and we'll
Yeah.
celebrate here.
I had a couple of people like once we won today, to me saying, "Yo, because don't want to get my reaction. I'm a huge like just like you, huge Dodger fan,
Yeah.
obviously." They're like, "Oh, do you want it to come back?" I'm like, "Hell no, hell
Yeah.
no,
No,
no.
let's
I
just get the
don't,
job done.
I don't even give a, I don't care. We win New York, the win in New
Yeah.
York, and just we'll celebrate later. Just
Yeah.
look. If this game comes back to Game 6, it's not good news for Dodgers. I'll tell
Yeah,
you that
no,
right now.
no.
Because
There's too much momentum.
you're giving Juan Soto momentum. You're giving Aaron Judge, who's no show at all right now,
hmm
a momentum. Stanton is doing good. You're giving
Yeah.
their role players like Jazz Chisholm and all them. The momentum. You don't want that. And like you said, the reason why that happens, baseball is the biggest momentum sport ever, right? Is because
Yeah.
it could be NLDS, NLCS, or it could be a World Series, but there's games played every day. So there's a
Yeah.
hangover effect, right? So when that
Yeah.
happened on Friday, there was a game literally within the next 17 hours of the game,
Yeah.
Within the next like 20 hours, there's another game. You gotta you gotta mentally prepare yourself and get ready for that, right? And
Yeah.
so for that to happen, it's tough. So obviously, what happened in Game 1, there's a lingering effect in Game 2. And I
Mhm.
see in Game 2, Dodgers were on a hot streak, and you had Tio and Friedman go back to back hitting home runs, and then
Yep.
you had like just it's just like a ripple effect that just kept on happening. See,
Yeah.
Yankees in Game 2 could have recovered in the bottom of the ninth inning. I mean, sorry, top of the ninth inning. They
Mhm.
actually had the bases loaded with 2 outs. All they needed
Yep.
was a base hit, man, to tie the game. It was 4 to
Yeah.
2 at the time. All they needed was base hit and would tie the game. This series would be completely different too. They could have recovered in Game 2, but they
hmm
couldn't come up clutch. Bases loaded,
Yep.
they couldn't get a hit. Versus the
Yeah.
Dodgers, they got a grand slam out of it. So, and then today's game, then Freddie Freeman took the crowd out of the game.
Yeah. He had a
Two
solo.
run bomb, and like it was
2 run.
2-0.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah, it
then
was
Hernandez had the
exact.
solo. Yeah.
Today's game, Freddie hit a monster home run, and the crowd was out of it right away.
Yeah.
That was
Right
great.
away.
Exactly. The crowd never got
First.
back. The crowd never got back into it because Walker Buehler
Yeah.
had 5 strikeouts,
Yeah.
and he went like full 5 innings, and like
hmm
pitched hell out of the ball. I mean, out of the ball game, So there was no chance for them to even get on like past second, So it was
Yeah.
great, man, And then we had
Yeah.
Hernandez throwing it, getting Stanton out at the home plate today. I mean, that was a
hmm
big momentum swing. They were gonna get a run in, right? Now, if you look at
Yeah.
it, that run could have made a big difference because go hit a home run in the ninth inning that could have closed the gap. Instead of being 4-2, it could have been 4-3. So
Yeah.
just little things, man.
Yeah.
I
The
mean,
Yankees had a lot of runners in scoring positions today's game too, and they just could not capitalize on it at all.
nope,
And
nope.
I think one thing I still go back to is what you talked about when we first previewed this matchup. You said it was against the starting pitching the Yankees versus the
Dodgers
relief
relievers.
Dodgers, and like it's been so true because yeah, the one. I mean, we're luckily getting good starting pitching from our starters, right? But like once the relievers come in, it's game over. Like they're almost
Exactly.
unhittable. And with the Yankees pitchers, the starters are just struggling the second inning. They're giving up home runs and giving up
Exactly.
a lot of runs. So like, I think that's been the biggest key is the starting pitching for the Yankees is not pulling the weight, and of course, Aaron Judge is just swinging the bat like nobody's business. I mean, he has 7 strikeouts this series, which is crazy. I
And
mean, he's a good hitter, you
yeah,
know.
he reminds me of the slump that that young superstar goes through, man.
Yeah.
And it's
Like
just
A-Rod
sad.
had the
It's
same
sad
thing.
yeah.
A-Rod would always have great seasons, and in the playoffs just choke. And unfortunately, Judge is having the same experience. I mean, I'm sure like he's still young.
Yeah.
He'll be back in there in no time. But yeah, it just sucks for him because I know he's getting memed a lot online
Oh yeah.
about his strikeouts.
And
They're kind of ugly too, honestly.
it is. It is. He's going for everything now. He's swinging
Yeah,
at everything. It's like there's no control there now. And it's funny.
exactly.
It's funny because after game one was over, right? Derek Jeter in the post game brought it up, right? Because Garrett Cole had a great outing going on, right? And he was saying that
Mm-hmm.
why come out so early? Could have still pitched maybe another
Yeah,
inning or so. And that's so true because Garrett Cole was shutting the Dodgers down. I mean,
yeah,
even though up to that point we scored 1 run at the time, yeah, it was 1 run. Still, why take him out so early? He got better as the game went on. Garrett Cole for Yankees in game one.
yeah.
I don't know what Aaron Boone saw that take him out. And it's
Yeah,
just
I was listening to something similar that Randy Johnson was saying in the Pat McAfee show about like how old school pitchers, like
yeah,
when he was playing, right? He would pitch an entire World Series game shut out by himself, right? And that was the old tradition. 7 innings usually for starting pitchers, and then you get the relievers in, right?
yeah.
But if they're feeling it, you just go with it and let them keep going. I see Sabathia, right? A Yankees legend. He would always have complete games because he would tell him like I'm on a roll. Don't take me out because I'm going to finish this game and finish this entire thing. But I guess the new age baseball is get 5 innings.
Shit.
Okay, we're good. Now let's bring the relievers in. But like the relievers are also not. They're like having relievers coming in and out so quickly that they also can't get the momentum set. Why don't you just leave out your ace who's doing a great job? Just leave him out because the relievers are still giving up runs no matter what. And that's the same thing that Randy Johnson said too. Like why are we taking them out when they're on the roll?
I mean, it was easily like if that was the case, right? If they were to let Gary Cole's pitch another inning or so, I mean, Dodgers wouldn't even have tied the game 2-2 because they're up 2-1
Yeah,
at the time, and the only reason
yeah,
they went to extra inning is because Dodgers scored over
yeah,
Cousins, at the reliever, for Yankees. So why even do that, right? And so every little like Dave Roberts is known to do this. That's the reason we lost World
hmm
Series in the past,
right,
is because he took out the starters way too early, like Rich Hill too early back in the day.
yeah,
Left Clayton Kershaw in sometimes for one more out, and boom, he gave up the home run.
right,
So they're so Dave Robert is known to do
yeah,
this, but it feels weird to be on the other side. Like
right,
Dodger, it feels like whoa, not the
right.
Dodgers effing this up.
Yeah, the Dodgers ways. I mean, they don't have a lot of faith in these current
They
starters, right?
don't.
We know our bullpen is like top notch.
Yeah,
So let's just get 5 innings. Okay, great. I think that's fine for a specific team. But if you have an ace like Garrett Cole, like
yeah.
leave him out there. He's striking people out. Just leave him out there for at least a couple more innings. See what he can do, and then you go from there. Like I'm surprised that not all the teams do it. I mean, I get the Dodgers because we don't have some of our best pitchers are injured and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like
Glasnow's
I
out
get
there,
it.
Kershaw's out,
Bueller's finally showing a shell of himself. Though he used to
Oh
be
man.
dominant before. Today was the first time in after 2 years that he actually looks like the old school Bueller.
He's coming off a second Tommy John, man. So
Yeah, I know.
it takes 1 year to recover from it too. So like
Yeah,
I expect Bueller to be even more dangerous next year than this year, but
yeah.
he's doing good right now in the playoffs.
Today
That's
he
what
looks so good.
exactly. And so
Yeah.
he went 5 strong innings. I mean, that's what you
hmm
wanted. Opposite to Yankees, their pitcher Smith only went 2 innings, or not even two, one and 1/3. That's it, and they took him out
Yeah.
because we scored, and he was struggling. So I don't know. It's huge, like what you said, like going back in the day, like CC Sabathia went complete game.
Yeah.
Back in the day, Kershaw,
Oh,
early days, he used to go complete too.
yep.
And
Complete
so
games.
now
Yeah.
pitchers don't, man. Like I mean, now they're so scared of like because I guess why they do that
Injuries.
is because analytics comes into play, right?
Yeah.
They I think they do their research, right? Of like, okay, fine, this pitcher will go good against this batter analytically. You take him out now, or he's good only up to like 85 pitches, and then after that he struggles. So let's take him out. Like, so I think it plays into the whole entire system. I think I know Dodgers are a big believer in the analytical here, so. I don't know, man. But you're right, though.
They'll bring in one pitcher for one batter.
That's it.
He struck him out 10 times. Okay, let's bring him in. All right, he's done. Bring him back
Exactly.
out. Like, back in the day, it was like at least 7 innings. You get a reliever for 8th inning, 9th inning. Closer comes in, game over. Right, like that's how it was. There's no one like that anymore. I think it's a lot of just shuffling it. Okay, this batter's really dominant with this. Let's just bring these people in. I mean, it works sometimes. It doesn't work all the time. I think the Yankees are finding out the hard way with that aspect.
It's funny. You don't see the same reliever 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Same day. But like the thing is, it's funny because Jerry Giro was talking about that back when he was playing World Series. Manny Rivera was playing every game in the World Series.
Yeah,
he came in 8th or 9th right away, no matter what. It doesn't matter because the game was close, And now you don't even see the same closers or relievers coming in, and pitching.
I mean, going back to that interview with Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson said he threw a complete game for Game 5, I believe it was, of the World Series, and then he came back in the next game and pitched 2 innings for that game because they needed a reliever, and he's like, I'll go in, I don't care, and then he just came in again. So like that's old school. But and it's no longer like that anymore. And the Dodgers, luckily, today they saved 2 of their best relievers for tomorrow, so it's gonna be even worse for the Yankees, right?
Yeah, I think tomorrow's gonna be a bullpen game if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, probably.
Because we only have 3. We only have 3 starters going in right now. That's it.
Yeah.
We have Buehler, have Flaherty, and then we have Morto. That's it. We have 3 pitchers going in. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be insane, though, man. But I expect. I mean, see, the thing is this: everyone's saying like, "Oh, sweep, sweep, sweep." I wouldn't just get too ahead of myself yet about that because the Yankees are very good, And I hate saying this. Tomorrow is most likely a bullpen game. They haven't announced it yet, but it will be, and because they're not gonna bring in Flaherty in a 3-day rest, because he pitched on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's 3 days, and then on the 4th day, they're not gonna bring him in, So he'll pitch game, if he gets there. Probably pitch game 5, hopefully it doesn't go there, but they'll bring him on a normal rest. But tomorrow's gonna be a bullpen game, and I mean, our bullpen came huge when it was a bullpen game in San Diego on an elimination game, remember? So they came in clutch, so we need that type of bullpen game. So if that could happen, I mean, that'll be good,
Yeah, but again, I think the Yankees would be much more desperate because you don't want to get swept in the World Series of all things, especially having that crazy game 1. Because it can leave a mark in your team's psyche going in the future, right? They need tomorrow to win, so they probably will pull out all the stops they need.
I don't know, man.
Amazing, man. Again, as a Dodgers fan, this is like great time. I can only imagine how bad the Yankee fans are feeling. But as a Dodger fan, again, in LA, the vibe is different. Everybody. I mean, we were at a restaurant on Saturday night, and like there was no TVs, but you can tell people were watching the game. Because you just hear like yays and like hooray because people are just everyone's watching the game no matter what happens.
It's like a sign of relief, when they get out of the inning or something. I was like, oh, that was close. Oh, man.
Exactly.
A few Yankee people, man. My brother and my other good friend, they're big Yankee fans.
Your brother was like, "Oh, it's only game 1. Oh, it's only game 2." I was like, "Okay, it's game 3 now, man."
Hey, you know what? I gotta give it to him because like we won game 1 in such a crazy comeback. He's a good sport about it, You know what, man? Like, if that would have happened to me, if that was a Grand Slam happened to me, I mean, if Dodgers were on the receiving end, and if that happened to us, I would take it the same way too. Because dude, that's such a great game. I mean, honestly, what can you do? It's a Grand Slam. I mean, you can't do anything about it, right? Forget it.
It's historic. Whether you're on the right side or the wrong side, you were just there, right?
So exactly. It has never happened, and the fashion it happened. I mean, my brother was like, "It's a good game, man." I mean, you tip your cap. I mean, we almost won, but we didn't. So I think my brother thinks that Yankees could have showed more fight in game 2 or 3 for sure. This series should have been at least 2-1 or 1-2 or in some way. In whatever fashion, man. But
today's game really showed that they're just defeated, and even though they're home. They just look very defeated throughout the whole game until the very end. And then everyone's just kind of saying, oh, those just give me home runs. That's not a big deal. Because there's 2 outs in the bottom 9th. It's not a big deal. So Again, let's fingers crossed. Next week we're going to the Dodger parade.
Yeah, man. We'll be there.
We'll be there, so be fun. Let's move on to the NFL, dude. So, first of all, we had our weekly bets, right? Let me go through the scores real quick. We'll go through the weekly bet, and then we'll talk about specific games that we'll go into. So,
Let's do it.
Thursday night we had the Rams against the Vikings. The Rams winning this, beating the undefeated Vikings at home, which is crazy. Then you had the Eagles beating the Bengals. You had the Browns out of nowhere. I mean, post Watson injury, beating the Ravens.
Jimmy Winston effect,
The Lions just completely blowing out the Titans. The Dolphins losing to the Cardinals by 1 point. Patriots beating the Jets, the worst team in the NFL, losing to your potential Super Bowl dark horse pick. And then the Falcons beating the Buccaneers. Packers beating the Jags. Texans beating the Colts after Andrew Richardson just says, I'm done, get me out of here. Chargers beating the Saints. Bills beating the Seahawks, or blowing out the Seahawks rather. Broncos beating the Panthers, Chiefs beating the Raiders, Commanders beating the Bears in a Hail Mary out of nowhere, and the 49ers beating your Cowboys, and the Steelers beating the Giants. Of course, that was tonight. So overall, how do we do, man? Who won this week?
All right, man. So there's about 5 games,
Give me the prize.
Tapas, you won 3-2 because it's stupid ass Cowboys. Let me down, man. Honestly, I thought I was surprised that Cowboys losing 2 straight. I thought they would like turn it around and win this game.
Coming off a bye.
Exactly, and they did not. How about them stupid ass boys, man? I can't believe.
Let's start there. Let's start there. I want to keep.
No. Let's start with the Rams. Let's start with the Rams in Minnesota. The one team you don't want to give credit to, the Rams, where you think they're not going to play out.
You're right. Let me give my flowers to Rams. The Rams, Puka's back, Cooper Kupp's back. They look lights out. They beat the Vikings. Amazing job, right? The Vikings, obviously, I think towards the end of the game, their defense really struggled. Rams look really good. They look like a potential. I mean, they're only 1 game out of their division lead.
Everyone has the same losses, man. 4 losses. Everyone. San Francisco, Seattle, and Cardinals all have 4 losses, and the Rams. So
yeah. So apparently, how before this game they're talking about Cooper Kupp potentially being shopped around, potentially Matthew Stafford being shopped around. I guess that's done now, right?
No, it's done.
We're too close now, so there's a point. But do you think the Rams continue to make this into an interesting series for the rest of the season?
The thing is this, right? Compared to last year, we were about 3 games below 500 heading into our bye week. Coming off our bye week, I think we ended up winning 6 out of 7. The only team we lost was Baltimore. And that game we should have won too, but we ended up going to overtime and we ended up losing that game. That's the only game we lost in the second half. And the Rams ended up making the wild card and faced the Lions. Almost beat the Lions, who had the ball last, won the game. That was in that case. It was in Detroit. Detroit had the ball last, and they won the game. So I do see some comparables, right? Meaning that look, we struggled. We were like 2-4, 1-4. We ended up winning. Like now we're like 3-4. We're 1 game below 500. So I do, and now we have. I'm not saying we have like an easy schedule coming up, but we have some teams that we can beat. Right? Seattle's on a 3-game losing streak. They don't look good. They looked horrible against the Bills, and so the game was a massacre. And so we play them next, which is. Any division game is always a big thing because I feel like a division game is more like if you get a victory, it's like kind of getting 2 because it helps you in getting climbing the playoff board as well. Because if the records are tied, they go to the division, how well you did, right? And that's how you do the tiebreakers. So right now, I think we're 0-1 in division. No, we're 1-1 division. We beat Francisco and we lost to the Cardinals, so we're 1-1 in division right now. Yep. So if we beat Seattle, we'll be 2-1. And also giving Seattle their 5th loss, we move up right away, right? And we have the tiebreaker as of right now then against Seattle, so that helps. I think after that we face New England coming up, and so there's easy teams out there. Okay, I don't want to say New England just beat the Jets, so that's what I'm saying. They're not easy,
The Jets are sorry. Don't give the Jets any credit. The Jets are sorry.
So yeah, go ahead. So yeah, basically, I do. To answer your question, I think Rams are in it only because the Niners are struggling with Mo McCaffrey. I don't know when he's returning. And then McCaffrey does not. That's what they're saying. So I still think Niners wins this division. I'm not saying Rams will, but I do feel that Rams could push for a wild card and just get in there. I feel good about it. But yeah, definitely the trade talks are done.
Yeah, honestly, the offense. I'll get to Rams. The offense for the Rams look lights out. Like I don't know if I don't even think it was Cooper Cup that was the main thing. It was Puka, man. That dude, the kid plays so hard. He gets open so easily, and he has this thing where like he just wants the ball so badly that he just protect it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of receivers are trying to be flashy. He's just like, I need to secure his ball. I need to get his first down. Like he's such a I think Cooper Cup kind of rubs off on him in that way because they are such very good protectors of the ball,
Yeah.
and they also look for the ball instead of trying to do a hero one-handed catch, whatever.
Yeah.
He's just got to. He's like you remind me of Troy Polamalu,
Yes.
but on offense essentially.
Mhm.
It's kind of cool. So I'll give him that. I will give him that.
And I mean, honestly, you're missing first and 1 and 2 receivers, man. You're gonna struggle.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're gonna struggle, man.
All right, next game we got. So we have a surprising loss, which is the Ravens losing to the Browns. The Ravens were red hot going into this game.
Dude, I don't know what happened to
the
that.
Browns just looked incredible. Jameis Winston, he potentially almost threw the game away.
I know.
The second
they dropped it, man. They dropped it.
And then almost got intercepted too because they're like, "Where are you throwing it?" And then the Ravens had a shot at the end, but yeah, it was a close game until the very last second. But yeah, the Browns give them props. I don't know if it's because Watson's gone; they just have this sense of like urgency now, and we're gonna make a run for it. But this was a kind of, I would say a bad loss for the Ravens. They should not be losing to the Browns, honestly, with or without Watson.
Didn't we talk about this 2 weeks ago? That when Watson was healthy, we're like, hey, just bench him now and start Jameis Winston.
Yeah.
We're not saying Jameis Winston is good or better than you or even a top QB.
Right.
They just need another person they can like just kind of rely on and have a fresh breath of air kind of playing with, right? Because stated like 2 weeks ago that Cleveland players are giving up on the QB because the defense doesn't go hard anymore because they know the QB is not playing good enough, right? Watson, right?
Yeah.
And so Deshaun Watson. So in this case, it shows right there. You beat like a potential Super Bowl team right here, which is Baltimore Ravens, and they're not easy to beat. I mean, they have King Henry, they have Flowers, likely Lamar. I mean, it's not easy to beat them. I mean, so Jameis Winston, going out and balling it up, man. I mean, 27 to 41, 334 yards with 3 TDs, man.
Yeah.
No picks. And we always made fun of him. We made fun of him last week because he throws a lot of interceptions too. So he was clean.
He was Mr. 30-30.
And Lamar didn't have a bad of a game either. 289 with 2 TDs, man. I mean, they all played well, but it's just, just came down to it, and they end up winning this. This just goes to show that I don't know what sometimes like right now like Giants, right? They're struggling as Daniel Jones. Why not bench him and just go after just put someone else in, man? Because the season's so young, right? Things can change. I mean, look, I'm not saying Cleveland will make the playoffs, but look, last year they made the playoffs with Joe Flacco, and they snuck in, So I mean, why not? Why not? I mean, you're only 8 games in, might as well try something else, And so there's a halfway point right now, technically.
Yeah, I think the Giants already kind of waved the white flags going. Once they realize how good the Commanders are, they're like, we have no shot. We got the Cowboys in our division. We got the Eagles and the Commanders. Let's just take a top 5 pick and call it a season, right? So they don't care. They'll pull whoever. I mean, they paid Daniel Jones like 100 something, $60 million, whatever it was.
Stupid.
Super overpaid, and they might look at the money's worth at this point, right? But yeah, I think with Watson, it's obviously he's injured, and James Winston coming in and kind of being the hero. I think this does revive the team a little bit. I still don't think they make the playoffs.
No,
this is a good win for them, and they needed a win like this for the city at least.
Yeah,
but I think this is kind of the best because Joe Flacco, at least he had some kind of winning pedigree where he knew what to do and keep the momentum going. Jameis Winston, unfortunately, does not have the same kind of pedigree. He's kind of bounced a lot around the league.
Exactly.
Yeah, nonetheless, it's a good win for the Browns, no matter what.
Oh, 100%, man.
Let's go next game, which is the Patriots and the Jets. So, talk to me, man. This this was your dark horse team. You were telling me, hey, on paper they're great, and one my biggest thing is they don't have leadership, they don't have accountability. You have Mr. Aaron Rodgers out there talking about the darkness and how he's seen that darkness and blah blah blah. Like, and then last week he's saying that we don't have any, we're not cheering, we're not happy, we're not cheerful. That's the issue with the team, that we don't have the energy out there, blah blah blah, right? And you go out there and you lose to the worst team in the NFL. Honestly, the Patriots are really bad. And considering they're also starting quarterback got injured, you somehow lose to Jacoby Brissett in the last play of the game. Talk to me, man. What's going on with your
Bro,
Jets?
I have no idea. I have no idea why are they losing this type of games. Now their defense is letting them down. To be honest,
Yeah,
to be honest, Rodgers put up good numbers. He had 233 yards with 2 TDs, right? Brees Hall ran for 80. You got Garrett Wilson, who's a leading yardage with 113, right? And Devontae was right behind him with 54. So I don't know what the hell is going on. The offense
but you
plays
would
well.
think, but you would think with an offense like that, you would think they can at least score 30 points. They can't even score 30 points with this offense.
I don't know, man. To be honest, I'm shocked that they're 2-6. I'm shocked they lost to Patriots.
They're in the bottom of their division. You realize that?
Mm-hmm.
They're 2-6, tied with the Patriots, and Patriots have a tiebreaker. So they're in the bottom of the division.
The two teams I'm really scared for right now. That crazy scary right now is the Jets and the Dallas Cowboys, because they're at the same thing. They're on a big losing streak. They shouldn't be losing to this type of teams. They should be winning games. They're not even showing up, And so forget about losing. Like, Dallas is getting blown out. They're making it close. And Jets feels like they can't blow anyone out with this kind of offense.
No.
With Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson, you should blow every team out, man. Like, it shouldn't be close. This should be like, okay, honestly, when Devontae Adams got traded to the Jets, everyone, you know what everyone compared this to? They compared this to Randy Moss going to the Patriots.
Yeah,
when Tom Brady threw 3 touchdowns every single game, and like Randy Moss had like close to like 150 yards every game almost. Like, literally, they took off. Like, nothing. Like, what's going on? Like, why is the offense so stagnant? Like, what? This comes down to the Rodgers. Everything's on Rodgers right now, to be honest with you.
So the offense is the main issue for this team, right? And they fire Coach Salah, which is like,
Stupid.
He was 2-3, but like they haven't won a game since they fired him. The defense had gotten worse with this new head coach, which was a defensive coordinator. This guy, this poor guy can't do it all, right? It's his first time being in this big gig. At least keep this year kept Salah, right? Then they demoted Nathaniel Hackett because that was bound to happen, but I'm sure Rodgers didn't want him to be fired. And then now they get Devontae Adams. Like, everyone's just saying, "Oh my God, bring out the parade! We're gonna win this thing." Everything still circles around Aaron Rodgers not being a good leader. That's been my biggest thing with him. Why I've never been a big fan of his is because he's a good talent, but he doesn't know what to do with it. He's not a good leader. And I know I compared him to LeBron James, but one thing I will say LeBron is better than Kobe and Jordan at is that he has great leadership.
Exactly.
He can bring out people. Like Aaron Rodgers cannot do that. I mean, he didn't even show up a mandatory training camp. So when he starts complaining, the receivers don't know where they're going, this guy's dropping patches, the O-line is like, well, that all could have been figured out if you had just shown up for your spring training and mandatory preseason versus God knows what, probably getting high off ayahuasca somewhere. And now you're like, I don't know what to do. They don't know what to, like, well, when Tom Brady got to the Buccaneers, he had to be kicked out of the freaking high school because he was out there throwing to his receivers when it was COVID protocol. You guys cannot be out here. He got kicked out of it. And like, that's how much he wanted to connect with his receivers. And now you have, Aaron Rodgers is just like, let me just get high and come back to the season. Hopefully we'll just work it out because I'm that talented to just magically, appear.
I agree with you. Everything you said there, right? And the key thing you said in that tidbit right there was that Rodgers, right? Rodgers not taking that leadership standpoint, right? And at the same time, you know what this reminds me of, man? The defense is struggling. And what was Robert Saleh good at? in
That
Niners.
was exactly. He's the defensive mind. He's the reason why they were so good. I mean, even Bill Belichick said before Robert Saleh came in, they were the worst defense in the NFL. They were 32 out of 32. He came in, made him a
Yep.
top 5,
Yep.
almost back-to-back years,
Yep.
and then you get rid of him because Rodgers is not a big fan of him.
And this
I don't get it.
this goes to show that this call was made only for Rodgers, and the team does not support this call.
No.
Robert Saleh getting fired. Right now, you can tell
Yeah.
the team is giving up on Rodgers. They don't want to play hard for him, right? I mean, yeah, Garrett Wilson is his bud, right? So he'll play well, and like same thing with Lazard. But I'm talking about defense.
Devontae.
It's like it's kind of like going back to Cleveland, right? The defense gave up on Deshaun Watson because they know that the QB is not doing his part. So why am I running through the wall? Whatever defense does, the offense is going to ruin it, right? So here in this case, it's the same ingredient going on right now. That defense is not playing hard enough is because they don't believe in the new coach and what happened with the coaching staff. And the same thing, they don't believe in Rodgers. And they hate the fact that Rodgers is making all the calls here. And so this is going to be a disaster ending, man. I have no idea what's going to happen.
I just don't know what part of Rodgers' history people look at and say that, yes, let's give him the keys to our kingdom. Like, he's won MVPs, no doubt. Yeah. But that doesn't make you a leader or somebody who knows how to build a team and rally the troops. He's a great talent no matter what, but he's not the leader of men that people think he really is.
I think
I'm
just saying, I think he sat behind Brett Favre for 2-3 years, and then right when he came in, he won the Super Bowl in second year, I think, second or third year.
Yeah,
and they've anointed him the best QB right away.
That was a damn Packers fan.
Renee Smith.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bad man.
That's a very bad man. He's a very bad man right now for Jets too. Rodgers is Rodgers, man. I mean, he's the most. Yeah. I still tell people he's the most underrated player in football history. The guy has all the tools there is. Only one Super Bowl appearance, only one Super Bowl title, and that's it. I mean, come on. You have nothing else. Like, he should have taken a Packers team at least to Super Bowl. Like, just didn't, right? This Jets team should have a better record than 2-6. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, people think that he's like a top 5 QB. No, he's not. He's not.
I mean, he himself could win a game against the Patriots, right? I get if it's like the Chiefs or like
Brady
the 49ers
would have won this game by himself. Tom Brady would have won this game by himself. Said, give me the ball, and we're going to win this game, and we're not losing this shit right here.
Yeah, he'd be like, throw Kenil and Tapas out there. I'll get him the ball. We'll win this game no matter what. He could done with that with like trash, Indian joggers over here.
Exactly. Yeah. And it shouldn't have came down to Patriots' last possession or last, scoring. No, this game should have been wrapped up.
This game should have been what the Lions game turned out to be. That's how bad it should have been.
Imagine if New England gave Tom Brady a Garrett Wilson and Devontae Adams.
Oh my God, dude! Can you imagine?
Just imagine that shit right there, man.
Shit, dude.
Yeah. I think I do want to say that I don't see Jets turning it around. They haven't won a game at all, man. And I do think they're done for the season now. They're 2-6. I really don't see them making the playoffs. I really don't. Yeah. Even as a wild card, they're not. The same thing goes for Cowboys. But before we go to that game, I want to talk about the Redskins. I mean, Washington Commanders against
yes.
I want to talk about that game. Chicago Bears.
That was I tuned this game on, right, and because I knew it was close, and I watched the Bears score, and I'm like, wow, that's incredible, crazy, right?
Yep.
And then, my God, dude, that Hail Mary and that player in the Bears, you see the whole controversy around that player?
That was so stupid, dude. What was he doing?
The play active. Jaden Daniels is out there scrambling. This guy's already celebrating. Come on, what do you guys? He's heckling the crowd because it's a Washington home game, and then like he's the one that tips the ball to the Washington receiver to win the game. Never have I ever seen it. I mean, that was just. It's kind of like the Grand Slam, essentially. Like for a rookie like Jaden Daniels, that was an incredible play. That was an amazing game. I'm glad he came back. I'm glad he came back for the game because I really wanted to see that matchup, Caleb Williams versus of Daniels. But that was an amazing game. What do you think, man?
Okay, so first thing first, we gotta give flowers to Jaden Daniels, right? Not winning the game, but playing in a game where he comes back from an injury, right? Which is the first real injury he had the previous week. I think it was ribs or something, whatever the case is. And he flat out balls out. He comes and plays and throws 326 yards with 1 TD, right? And Caleb was okay, 131. I still don't know what's wrong with Caleb, man. Caleb is reminding me of Justin Fields too much now. I'm sorry to say. I was high on Caleb. I thought Caleb was a guy, man.
He's
Justin Fields. He's and Justin Fields are the exact same game, man. This guy cannot throw the ball or something, right? He's only winning the game is because he's doing such a short passes, and that's it, and kind of game management kind of guy, and that's not how a number one pick should be playing. First of all, Jaden Daniels, that's how number one pick should be playing, going 326
just
yards.
Let it out,
air it out, man. Play the goddamn game like it's gifted,
Yeah.
And so I was watching that game. I was keeping because like all my colleagues are from DC area, right? And so they're huge Commanders fans. And I mean, I like Jaden Daniels because I followed him in college LSU. He played, and then got drafted by Commanders, and then obviously Magic Johnson owns Commanders, so kind of keep my eye on Commanders how they're doing. But man, so when they took that lead, right? 20 seconds left, they scored. Chicago Bears scored. They took that lead. I'm like, with one timeout. They're down by 2 now. I don't think they can get into that field goal range, with one timeout with 20 seconds left. And so I was like, I turned it off. And then I get a Twitter update. The throw by Jaden Daniels. When they said that, the throw by I was like, dude, this guy did a Hail Mary. And the next tweet I got, was Hail Mary completed. And I saw the replay. I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, this shit really happened?
So the play before the Hail Mary was also a very controversial one because they essentially let the Commanders get a 15-yard gain. So I think they were in the 40-yard line in the Commanders 40, and they get an easy 15-yard play to get into within a Hail Mary distance. And like, why are you giving so much leeway? Why are you letting them just throw the ball even 15 yards? Like you're increasing your chance of potential Hail Marys. Like you might as well just go, do I think it was a 4 and I forgot what the scheme was. But like, why don't we just do that instead? But no, they just let him have the 15 yards, and that's what potentially gets you with the Hail Mary. And the Hail Mary could have been actually short if that guy didn't tip it. Like
hilarious.
It was technically kind of short.
I saw that too. The guy literally tipped it backwards, and so the guy behind him was just like, the ball's coming into my lap.
Yeah, because 2 Bears defenders were trying to tip it forward down, and this guy tips it up like this, right? Like handing the ball right to the receiver. It's crazy, man.
This is that Dodger game 1 and this game right here really shows you that the game's not over till it's over.
Until the very last second, dude.
When it says there is zeros on the clock and the game's over, then it's over, man. Come on, man. 20 seconds left and you win this game? Like, how is that possible? If you're Chicago, I mean, you potentially like right there breathing down the neck of, the Lions and the Minnesota and the Packers are right there, right? Every game matters in the NFC North. And so losing this kind of game hurts, man. So, but kudos to the Commanders and the fans out there, man. Enjoy this. I mean, that was a great victory.
Yeah, that was crazy, dude. Because especially with the Eagles winning, and they have a couple, and they have 3 straight wins, so like they need these wins to keep ahead of them.
Yes.
But a team in their division that is slowly drifting away is the Cowboys and the 49ers. So 49ers beat the Cowboys. It wasn't a close game as much as the Fox score will tell you.
It was not close at all.
Pretty much at the end of third, it was game over.
Yeah.
But what's going with the Cowboys, man? I mean, Dak Prescott, I said it, overrated. You can't give that kind of money to him. I mean, I'm glad he got his money. He should get his money that he's asking for. But if I was the owner, I wouldn't pay it because I don't think he's that talented of a quarterback as we are now seeing. But what are your thoughts, man?
So the Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. Just kidding. Oh man, look, Cowboys. Have they even won a game after that contract extension? I don't even remember if they even has Jack even won a game for Jerry Jones after that contract? That's my question, first of all.
I think they beat the Steelers, that's about it.
Okay, fine. They got lucky with that game, man. But like they're 3-4. Gosh, man. I don't know what to say about Cowboys here, man. I mean, what's going on? Like, I mean, this shows that CeeDee Lamb was overpaid. Dak Prescott was overpaid. But you know what, man? Also, the run game is not there.
Brother, if Brock Purdy has the same amount of rushing yards as your entire rushing attack, you're in trouble.
Exactly, man. Brock
He had
Purdy,
56 yards, which is
eight
this total
carries,
amount
56 yards, man. That's insane,
that
dude.
Dalvin Cook and Elliott had combined.
That's crazy, man.
So it's CD Lamb. I think he's just happy. I mean, he had a good game, 146, 2 touchdowns, great game. But they were in gutter time pretty much, right? So he got a lot of balls thrown his way. But Dak Prescott, like, he looks really shaky. He doesn't make the best decision. His post game is always great. He'll be a great commentator someday for sure. But as far as player wise, the dude's struggling, man. He's on struggle. And this is them coming off a bye, having prepared for this game. And it's a revenge game because of what the 49ers have done to them every single year.
In the playoffs.
It seems like. And the 49ers are also very injured. Like, you could not have set up a perfect scenario for them to win, and yet they find a way to lose.
I still don't know why Mike McCarthy still has a job.
That's a very good point.
Why? Like, what does he got to do to get fired? What is he gonna do? He's gonna get this man fired, man. I mean,
because there's nobody else out there that's a yes man. Your wish is to have Bill Belichick, but Bill Belichick would need to take full control of the team. And Jerry Jones, which again I don't think he's a good owner, and you think he's a great owner, he will never receive what he wants. Did you see how he snapped against the reporters at one time a couple weeks ago about the commentators asking him? No. So like, he's never going to receive control. This is what they're stuck with.
Yeah, man, it sucks. I don't know what to say, man. They have no running game, and I think that even the stats that I was gonna read them off for you for CeeDee Lamb and Jack, they're kind of skewed because that fourth quarter was more of a desperation kind of make
garbage time. Yeah,
like the Niners, it was already over, man. They were up by like 2 touchdowns. It's like, and these guys start chucking the ball and catching the ball. Kind of made it close than it was, but it's not really that close. So I mean, at the same time, I mean, I feel like Jack, I don't know what he's doing out there. He should be just going back to like Rodgers. He should be winning this kind of games. I mean, some of the games he should have been winning by himself. So, and he's not doing it, right?
The next games for Cowboys is against the Falcons, which is division leaders, Eagles, their division rival, Texans, division leader, and the Commanders, which is their division leader. So they could potentially go 0-4 here.
And if they don't win any of these games, even if they go 1-3, like you just read off, they're out of the playoffs, man. They're not going to make the playoffs.
They might as well just tank like the Giants are and just try to get a top 5.
I mean, technically, like, next week is like a halfway point to the NFL, right? If you look at it, week 9, I think, right? That's where we're at. Yeah. Then so they're in bad shape. There are a few teams that are in bad shape that I don't see them recovering, man.
Exactly.
So yeah. No, nothing
for me. Let's go one more game, which is the controversy around the Colts and Texans. So the game itself was pretty close, but what do you think about Andrew Richardson tapping out in a 3rd and goal in a pivotal divisional game, and he's just saying, you see that he tapped out. He's telling the coaches, "Get me out. I'm too tired."
Oh no, I
didn't want to go back in. Yeah, so like, this was a big thing today, where like they're saying, why are you asking to be sitting down? Like, he's like, yeah, I just ran out of breath. I'm out of breath, and I'm super tired. Just let me sit out. And it's like, dude, it's 3rd and goal. We're about to score. Like, just go. And they're like, no. He's like, he tapped out.
Did he get nervous? He had a nervous breakdown or something?
Some people said that he's in a panic attack, but they're like, no. He just literally said, after the game, he said, I was just so tired.
Goal. What are you tired about?
Yeah, I know.
You're gonna get your rest, man. Like, this. What are you doing? Like, come on.
He's so weird. Like, he even in the posting in the conference, like, yeah, I'm a running quarterback, but I like to throw the ball too. So I'm not just a runner. But it's like, you're a running quarterback, and he's out of shape because the whole offseason he didn't do any kind of work. So he's out of shape. So, and now he's getting tired because of his running quarterback abilities. And now he's like, I don't want to play 3rd and goal. So like, all of his team was like, what the hell are we doing? And so they're saying potentially that he may not even start next week and just have Joe Flacco, because they were killing it with Joe Flacco.
They're winning.
And Andy Richardson is just like, I don't know. I'm just too tired.
Dude,
it's like such a weird thing.
Second year player saying that kind of stuff. Like, do you not want to play in the NFL, or what are you doing, man?
And he's 22 years old, and like, come on, man.
That's insane. I don't know. I was shocked with that. I gotta go back and look at that. But like,
check it out. It was.
If you're the Colts, how do you even go behind this and go like make your franchise QB? Like,
people are like, he could just lie. He could just say my arm was hurting, so I need to sit
something.
out for like something. But he's just like, I was tired.
But third and goal though, man. Like one more play, like one or two more potential play. That's it, man. That's it. I mean, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean, apparently there's been a lot of other issues with him. Like I think when he got drafted, he told the Colts that you need to schedule your practices around my schedule. So like,
Wow.
yeah. So I mean, Pat McAfee, I watched him a lot, and he's a big Colts fan. And he's somewhat
He
like,
played for them
I
too.
think he thinks, yeah, he played for them. And he's like, I think he thinks the Colts are lucky to have him, whereas the Colts think we could just get rid of your ass if we want. We have Joe Flacco, who could do a way better job than you are.
He took
Like,
Cleveland to playoffs last year. He can.
and he's in rookie contract. He can just dump his ass right now if he wants to.
Exactly,
So
man. Wow.
that was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But yeah, man, that was another big thing this week in the news wires. But,
Dang, man.
let's go into next week's prediction, man. This should be fun. I can't wait to go
Let's do it.
2-0.
Let me
All right, so Thursday night we got the Texans and we got the Jets. I am picking the Texans here, even though the Jets are actually favored by 2.
All right, hold up. Hold up. Let me get this down. I'm definitely not going for Jets. I'm doing Texas too, dude. So yeah, just letting you know, man.
All right. As a Sunday, we got the first game, which is the Falcons against the Cowboys in Atlanta. Give me the Falcons, man. They're coming off a really good win against the Buccaneers.
This is where I'm gonna.
This is where you always lose, Yeah, you always pick the Cowboys, and they always let you down.
This is a must-win, man.
That's what you said last week too. All right, you got Cowboys, okay?
Yes.
All right, next up we got the Bills and we got the Dolphins in Buffalo.
Okay.
Give me the Bills. The Dolphins, Tua's back, and I'm happy for him, but every time he runs, I hold my breath. So the Bills are back, though.
I agree with you, Bills. I'm not picking Dolphins on this shit at all. There's no way, especially in New York. Hell no.
Yeah, no way. Then you got the Bengals and the Raiders. This is going to be in Cincinnati. Give me the Bengals because the Raiders are a shit show right now.
Hell yeah, same here, man.
All right, we got the Browns and the Chargers in Cleveland. Browns coming off that crazy win against the Ravens. Let's give me the Chargers.
Browns.
2-0.
It's home game, man. I think they can build off that win they won. When that won. Like they can build off that win against Baltimore, and that was also a home game as well in Cleveland. So I think they'll play well again. And Chargers are doing good. They're 4-3. They played well with other teams, but I do feel that can win this game too against the Chargers. So give me the Browns.
They're coming off a bye too, so I'm sure they'll be quite prepared for this game.
Yeah.
Then you got the Patriots and the Titans, battle of the 2 worst teams in the NFL. Wow. Give me the Patriots though, because they're just coming off a win.
Same here. Titans has no one, man. I don't know. I can't even name you a receiver in Titans. They have no one, dude.
Then you got the Commanders and you got the Giants. It's going to be in MetLife Stadium.
Yep.
Give me the Commanders. So
yeah, same here, man. I'm not going with that. I go with the boys and blues in that one right there. Giants right there, man. That's scary. Hell no. Nah. I'm good.
Yeah. All right. Then next up, you got the Saints and the Panthers. The Saints are favored by 7. But give me the Panthers because the Saints are struggling, man.
Dude, what happened to them after a 2-0 start?
They just disappeared.
What happened? Man. Like they scored so many points in the first 2 games, right? And like, I mean, is it because Matt Ryan is still injured? Oh, not Matt Ryan. I'm sorry. Derek Carr still injured? Is that the reason?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, there's no. I'm going Panthers too. Don't worry. If Derek Carr's not playing, I'm going Panthers. So I'm good.
Yeah. You get the Ravens and the Broncos. Ravens are favored by 9 at home. Give me the Ravens. Surprisingly, they have the same as the Broncos.
Yeah, especially the home game. If there's a Broncos home game, I might choose Broncos, but it's not a home game for them. So it's Ravens. So I'm gonna do Ravens too, man.
Then we got the Eagles and the Jags. This is gonna be in Philly. Eagles are favored by 7.5.
Yeah.
Give me the Eagles here, man. They're on a roll. They're cooking up something with Saquon.
They're finally winning 2 straight now, so they're gonna win this game too, man. Against the Jags sucks. Man.
The Jags are terrible. They're back to the old Jags.
Oh gosh.
You get the Bears and the Cardinals. It'd be interesting. It's gonna be in Glendale.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona is favored by only 1 point.
Sheesh.
Give me the Bears.
Really?
I think the Bears.
I agree with you. I'll give me the Bears too. I need Cardinals to lose, so Rams can move up. I'm going with my Rams
Yeah,
here. So
exactly. All right, then you get the Lions and the Packers in Lambeau. Lions are favored by
ooh,
3.5. Probably game
ooh.
of the week for me, honestly.
Is Jordan Love playing, man?
Give me the
Because he went
Lions.
out, man. Is Jordan Love playing? He went out. I heard. So hopefully,
I don't know. Yeah, they haven't said yet.
yeah.
They're gonna evaluate today, I think, or tomorrow.
Give me them Lions, man. There's no one picking Packers. You kidding
They're
me?
cooking, man.
God
They're
dang, dude.
cooking. Jared Goff had 95 yards his last game. They won 52-7. Crazy.
This is insane. That's insane.
I don't know how that happens.
Is that impossible, man? Like, what the hell?
I know. All right, you got the Rams and the Seahawks in Seattle. The Rams are favored by 1. I will say, give me the Rams because what I saw last week,
Woo!
if that goes up, man, the Rams are gonna be rolling.
Damn.
That offense is freaking deadly.
Give me my Rams, baby. Give me my Rams. We gotta win this division game, man.
This is huge, man. This is for a lead.
Exactly.
Because yeah, especially if the Cardinals lose, the Rams will be number 1. Can you imagine that? Holy crap!
Sheesh. Woo.
You got the Colts and the Vikings. Potentially might be Joe Flacco out there throwing, but it's gonna be in Minneapolis. Vikings are favored by 6.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the Vikings.
Vikings are gonna destroy the Colts, man. They're on a 2-game losing streak.
Yeah.
They gotta get back on the winning column. So there's no way I see them losing 3 straight, man. No way.
Yeah, especially at home. Yeah. Last but not least, Monday Night Football. You got the Chiefs and the Bucks. Buccaneers coming off that terrible loss to the Falcons. Chiefs are on a roll. Travis Kelce's finally showing up. I have vowed I will never vote against the Chiefs this season anymore. Give me the Chiefs.
My Super Bowl team.
Lose.
My Super Bowl team to repeat, man. 3P right there, baby. The Chiefs.
Yep. Yeah, it's
I don't know
crazy.
I don't know who's gonna beat them, man.
First round of playoffs.
I don't know who's gonna beat them. To be honest with you,
they got D-Hop too, so crazy.
Dang, dude. All
right, let's go. Last but not least, into some basketball.
Woo!
Let's talk about our Lakers 3-1 coming off a fresh loss against the Phoenix Suns tonight.
We could have won today, man. We could have won today. God dang it.
It was a close loss, huh?
Did you see that? Did you see that out of the timeout play for Reeves? He could have. It was a good shot, man. Just God dang, could have knocked that down, man.
I love that Reeves has that mentality. Like, give me the ball in the fourth and just get out of my way. I'll score the points for it. Because he had that 4-point play.
I know.
He had back-to-back fadeaways and stuff like that. He looked really good, man.
I was surprised.
LeBron out there breaking threes. Love that.
But yeah, man. Into the season opener against Minnesota. Tickets dropped like crazy, so I was like, I gotta go check out this history happening, with Bronny and LeBron, man. It was crazy, man. It was a good moment, to be honest. Him and his dad checking in. Like that was a good special moment.
Mm-hmm.
Won that game, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
What did you take on the Lakers, man? I mean, we're 3-1, could have been 4-0. I mean, we beat good teams. We beat Phoenix, Minnesota, and Sacramento. Start of our road trip today, we lost to Phoenix.
Yeah.
So what do you think, man? Tell me.
Yeah, no, the Lakers look good. They look good.
Okay.
I'm not quite like, because I know you and our other buddy were like, hey, what about JJ Redick now? I'm like, they're 3-0. Let's give them some adversity first. Everybody starts off great.
Yeah.
Everyone's hyped. Everyone said Darvin Ham was the next big thing because he got us to the West Conference Finals, and then everyone turned on him at the end, right? So I get it. JJ Redick, he definitely has a better presence in terms of coaching. He's not just out there talking about like the intangibles, like what Mazzulla does, really. But I'm hyped. I like them. I think they're doing good. I don't think Minnesota's a good team because they got rid of Cat, which is like a head scratcher because they got an even worse player in Julius Randle, who just is all by himself. And DiVincenzo is good, but like I don't think the Timberwolves got better.
Of course,
Sacramento, that was a good win against them, and then the Suns was a good win. Tonight the Suns actually showed up. The Suns are kind of shaky though. They still don't know how to use the 3 superstars
because Beal and Booker are the same position, man.
Yeah, it's like I watch them like. It's like, okay, you give the ball to Booker. Okay, the Booker like dribble, fade away, and then shot. Okay, next position. All right, Beal. All right, go dribble.
Yeah.
Like they don't actually put together like how the Warriors did with Steph, Clay, and KD. like they played together within that system. Like this was just like, all right, KD, you had the ball, go for it, go shoot and make the point. That's kind of down the stretch.
Yeah,
It seemed like it's just like whoever gets the ball just shoots it versus actually having you know a pick and roll and all that kind of stuff. They're a weird team
I
right now, and they
completely agree
still got
with
to
you,
find
man.
a way.
They don't gel. I don't know why.
Yeah,
They're not in sync at all, man.
yeah,
So which is
and
interesting.
a good thing I think also I will give credit to JJ Redick, which is they're not shoving this whole Bronny Braun
No,
thing in down our throat.
no,
He did that in the second quarter, right? All right, here's your moment, Bronny. Here you go and you check in with your dad. You guys go in. Bronny scored 0 points. He actually had a good wide open
3
3-pointer that he missed. That would have been good because that would have been an assist from LeBron as well. He
exactly.
missed it, but then once the game got closer, like, and then Reddit's like, all right, that's enough of that. Okay, let's actually put the real players out there and enough of this,
He played about two
sideshow.
minutes and change on
Yeah,
Tapas. I
yeah,
know.
and I think they want to know like a 5-0 run. They're like, all right, that's enough. Let's get him out of here. Like it's 4v5 right now.
I'm glad that
So
Redick is playing Connect though. Connect is playing well.
yeah,
That's good. That's what we need.
he's huge.
And I like the rotations that Redick is coming out with. The first man
Yeah,
off the bench is a young, athletic, wing player with Max Christie coming in for LeBron,
yep.
which I like that energy, because he can guard like multiple positions out there. I like how where every coach like Frank Vogel to Darvin Ham always talked about that how Anthony Davis needs to be the focal point, right? Every coach
Mm-hmm.
said that, but they never did that, right? It was always
Yep.
LeBron end up doing everything, right? JJ Redick is actually, having AD being the focal point. Have like the first two games, LeBron didn't even go above 18 points. He barely even
Yeah.
like the first game. I didn't even think he was gonna make double digit, man. Like in the fourth quarter, he only had 8 points. I was like, what's going on? He's gonna crack like double
Yeah.
digit, right? And so he ended up with like 13 or 15 points our first game, whatnot. But that's it.
Yeah.
AD's been going off left and right. So that's what we need. AD's playing well, and I told you, I know it was only preseason, but AD looks like that 2020 AD. He's playing more freely. His jumper is back. He's having that freedom. He knows that they're using him in all different angles, and that's the thing with Redick, right? That's the thing I noticed in the first 4 games that he's using JJ Redick in different angles, not only one way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm glad that he's pounding the ball to 80, and at the same time, Ryu Hachimura is playing really well,
Yeah.
and Austin Reed is getting
He's
back.
yeah, he's woken him up because Hachimura was supposed to be big for us last year, and
Yeah,
he really
nope.
wasn't. He's kind of woken up Hachimura this year.
And
He's
Reeves
very aggressive on offensive rebounds and
and
stuff.
Austin Reeves' confidence back. He's playing well.
Yeah.
So that's great.
Yep.
It's a great sign to have LeBron's taking a backseat finally. That's what we need. The
Yeah.
whole, here and there, he like Sacramento game in the fourth quarter, he scored 16 straight points. That will happen. That's
Mm-hmm.
LeBron. That's the greatness, right? That's what greatness brings out of you, right?
Yeah.
He'll do that, But he doesn't have to do that every single night for us, right? So that's what I like about it. So far so good. Like you said, man,
Yeah.
too early to gauge anything. Let's give it 20 games in because NBA goes.
Yeah.
You know how football goes by 4 games. Every quarter is 4 games. NBA is
Mm-hmm.
20 games, right? That's gonna be a quarter of
Yeah.
the NBA. So
Yeah.
mid-December or end of December will be 20 games, or so I think,
Yeah.
right? So we'll see how it
Yeah.
is, And then in 20 games, if we're like I don't know, like 10-10, that's still a big improvement. We're 500,
Mm-hmm.
or even if we're like 15-5, that's still great, man. The first 20
Yeah.
games, that'll show a lot, So yeah,
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, I think that's enough time to see what kind of coach Reddick will be.
yeah,
Because again, I base off of adversity for coaches. I think a lot of coaches when they go through some struggle, like this Celtics coach did, Missoula did when he first
yeah,
started, they kind of went on a slump a little bit, and he
right,
kind of bounced him back. That's how you know a good coach is a good coach.
100%.
And the same with Reddick. I think he has to go through that a little bit as well. And then I think another thing is also AD's health. Like if he can stay healthy and not pull a Joel Embiid, we'll be all right. I
Exactly,
think if he can stay as healthy as he did last year, the
exactly,
Lakers can have a good run at it.
exactly.
But it's all depend on him, man.
Yeah, and I do think we need one more move, for big. Like I know they're talking about getting that center from Utah, Kessler. Would be a great
Mm.
addition, or even the guy from Charlotte, Nick Richards. Is a
Oh
center.
yeah,
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 they're talking. So I don't see a big move out there. Like a Trey Young or anything, depending on what we have to give up for that. But I don't see a big move out right now in horizon. But a small move I can see happening. And
yeah.
Dwight Howard's
I don't really
courtside.
think
Dwight Howard might be back.
no. Yeah, Dwight Howard's wash, man. Come on. But I don't think Trey Young really helps this team.
Yeah, exactly.
With the way it's currently presented, I think this team as it is good.
Yeah,
Maybe an extra shooter, maybe an extra big will help,
yeah,
like a good role players, but you
yeah.
don't need more than AD and LeBron at
Like
this
that guy
point.
Grant from
Let them
Portland,
do
who'll
their
be
thing.
good. We're grade
Yeah,
3 and D. And
yeah. Just
so
let them do their thing.
exactly, man. So far, so
So
good,
yeah,
man.
so far so good. Yeah, for sure. And this season Boston's off to a hot start. They look like the clear favorites
Oh yeah,
overall. Like they're
they're
just
loaded,
on a
man.
roll.
They're
Yeah,
loaded.
Justin Tatum is a man possessed right now,
Well,
dude.
I mean, after getting benched in Team USA not playing 1 minute, I mean, you knew he was gonna come off like this, and now winning the MVP in the finals, and Jalen Brown winning the finals MVP. That's definitely gonna have some type of
And
mark.
then Yeah, and then Jalen Brown also win the final MVP, but not also be invited to even go play for
That's
Team
insane.
USA. And you got Kawhi Leonard, who was like mostly injured all half the time, and he gets invited. And then also worse than that, his teammate, a role player, got invited to play in
Oh,
that
White.
Team USA,
Yes,
right?
Derek
Derek White
White.
did.
Yeah,
So that's also a big slap in his face. But yeah, I think Boston's on a mission. I was watching a couple of their games. They just looked lights out.
I
They beat
mean, New York was the
Bucks today.
blitz, man. They won by like 25. That was like a
Yeah,
first quarter blitz on them, man. Like I was like shocked. I was like,
crazy.
holy shit, man. I'm like, god
Yeah,
dang, dude.
but yeah, man. I mean, as we wind down the baseball season, we got NBA season just starting up. We got almost mid season for football. So we're talking about Thanksgiving time will be when we start having the key matchups,
Of
key
course.
play up bound teams playing. Be fun as hell, man. The Rams are making a comeback, right?
Yep.
All the way.
Of course, man. You know me, man. My Rams. Whose house? Rams house. There you go. Hopefully next week we're
All
talking
right.
about Dodgers winning the World Series. We're one game
Hell
away,
yeah.
man. Cross our
Can't wait.
fingers.
Yeah, I want to get a Otani jersey. Apparently, they're all sold out and they're really expensive.
Dude, I like it. My brother got me one when he went to New York a few months ago, so I got an Otani, man. So at the
And
parade, if we're lucky enough to go, we'll be rocking that, so it'll be
yeah,
good.
I gotta find one before
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
But we'll be here to get you guys with all the news and all of our thoughts around all these sports. But
All the
we will
reaction.
see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Peace.